In this video, I'm going to show you how I became a professional painter just by watching YouTube videos. Now, we're going to be painting this whole side. I got my cameraman Juan here, and we're going to go through what I did in order to learn how to paint cars just simply by watching YouTube videos. Now, when I first started in my career, I really didn't know too much. Now, I started off in painting in the backyard, and when I painted in the backyard, I kind of mastered that. When you're painting in the backyard, all I'm really doing is bumpers. And I painted a lot of teachers' bumpers because I am a teacher for the school. And that's how I got my name, Bumper Brian. If you know me as Bumper Brian. You don't know me as Paint Society. That is kind of like the OG name. So, of course, you know, you outgrow the whole bumper world. You want better. So around the age of 27, is when I started to, you know, think more professionally, but I still want to keep my gig as a teacher. So I was brought on by the dealership, the same dealership where I'm painting right now, at nighttime. And till this day, 8 years later, I work 2 jobs a day. A lot of you guys know that. From 7:30 to 3, elementary school teacher, and by 3:15, I'm painting cars until 8 o'clock at night. And how did I learn how to do this? Well, a lot is learned on your own. A lot is learned just by repetition, but you got to have that guide. Now, you can go to school. I never went to school for this. But if you go to school, you're going to get the kickstart on how to get painting, but you're going to pay a lot of money, and you're going to probably be about a year or so out and still not get that real shop experience. I got thrown into a shop and I didn't know a lot. I gotta say, I probably wasn't ready for what I was going to experience. So what did I do? Oh, I really didn't have anyone in the shop because it's a small shop, and the guy we had started at the same time, we kind of had like the same skill level. So we were just feeding off each other, to be honest. We didn't really know a whole lot as far as when it's getting into these complex colors of silver metallics and painting whole sides. It was a lot. So I hit up YouTube, and at that time, about 8 years ago, there was 2 main YouTube channels, and they were Motivated Painters and they were the Gunman. And if you've been around for any period of time, you know that those 2 guys are the OG YouTubers. And I sat and I watched those videos every single night. And when I watched those videos every single night, I would come in the next day and I would start to apply that knowledge. And when I started to apply that knowledge, I would see, hey, what works and what doesn't work. And a lot of their teachings, they just worked. To think about it, these are professionals that have been in the trade for a long time. Even the Gunman, I mean, he is the original YouTuber. And still to this day, I watch the Gunman and many other YouTube channels. Whether they're small or big, we can all learn from each other in this great community of YouTube. So what I would do is I would come in, and if I had an issue, I would search for a video, and usually those issues were found in those videos. And that was back then, 8 years ago. There wasn't a whole lot of clickbait, to be honest. It was a little bit more of just great instructional videos, and that's what I'm trying to stay within on my YouTube channel, is just those good instructional videos that are evergreen. They keep going. They're just not a one-time hit. So back then, 8 years ago on YouTube, you could really find those great videos. Even further behind that, you remember the old days of, you know, Bob Vila, if you ever watched TLC or those home improvement shows of how to do things. That's what YouTube was. The original OG YouTube was no sponsors. It was just straight up information of people helping you how to do things. I think what really ruined or kind of deterred YouTube is obviously the monetization, the money, the ads, the advertisers, all kind of got in the way of that. And now what we have is big YouTube channels, big YouTube channels, and we've gotten away from actual builds. So we're not building cars the way we used to. We're just more of an entertainment. So what I want to do when I create this YouTube channel is to still be able to somewhat entertain, but to also tell the truth. And painting is not easy. Painting the whole side of this vehicle, I would never been able to do when I was first dropped into the body shop. Granted, I would probably have to redo it 2 or 3 times, and at the end, it wouldn't be to my liking. Granted, there is no card that I've ever done until this day that I'm completely happy with. There's always one or two things, just like Motivated Painter says, there's one or two things in every job that I can pick out that I could have done better. Now, on this particular job, there's something I actually end up redoing or going back and fixing, is that sealer edge in the rear door between the quarter panel. You saw me doing that. I used my sealer edge, and my sealer edge got in between the gap, and honestly, I just forgot that I need to put a little bit more masking in there. So what happens is the base coat doesn't cover the sealer edge inside the door jamb. So when I opened up the door jamb, when I was all done, I had to go in there and then shoot in some base and clear once the car was all done. These are things you just keep evolving and you keep on learning. Now, one thing I've noticed nowadays, things have changed from 8 years ago from on YouTube. On YouTube, 8 years ago, there was like 3 or 4 main spray guns. You had Wacom coming out, Iwata, Devilibus, you know, those were kind of the main guns. Segola was still a little bit new at the time, but now you've got at least 100 different guns on the market. I was just having this conversation with Chris from Spray Guns Direct. Like, there's at least, I would say, 75 to 100 different guns now that are under $200 from multiple brands. So we just don't have those main core SATA. Remember SATA? SATA's not really in a lot of YouTube channels. It's not as popular as it was. SATA was always the big spray gun. Now, I never got involved with SATAs back in the day, or I'm gonna say 8 years ago back in the day, because SATA, every time I picked up a SATA, I would have a run. And granted, it's user error. We cannot blame the gun. It just didn't fit my spraying style. It was just too hard to control. It didn't have enough finesse. It didn't have enough finesse. I remember I think it was the 3000. Everyone loved that gun. After the SATA 3000, and I wasn't a professional painter back then to even know enough, but after that gun, and they started, I guess, the 5000 and whatever they've done after that, I haven't really kept up. I don't think anyone's really been too happy. I know they went from the I pattern to the O. They had different variations of that, and I think that may have had issues. I don't know. But I've been sticking right now to about 3 main gun manufacturers right now, which is Devilibus, which makes an amazing spray gun for base coat. Segola, I'm sorry, right here is what you're seeing is the older 4600. It's a digital version. Guys, I love this gun. I haven't used the new one too much because they don't have the digital version yet released, but this is a great gun, and I keep on using it. Also, Iwata with the Series 2. Those are the main 3 spray guns that you'll see. Also, Wacom's coming into the mix a lot more into my spray cabinet. So you'll see Wacom on the channel a lot more. But yeah, how does this YouTuber that is now a YouTuber learn from YouTube? It actually sounds genuine, to be honest with you, but there was a lot more than just picking up a YouTube video and watching it. Like, YouTube gives you the basis of what to do. I answer many of your DMs every day. I'm going to give you the basis of what you need to do, but a lot of the things that you do, you need to find out on your own. You need to experience them. You need to fail. You need to really contemplate whether you ever want to pick up a spray gun again, because there's been many times in my career, short-lived career of 8 years painting professionally, that I have felt that, you know what, this isn't for me. This isn't for me. I can't get it. I'm not good enough for this. Let me just stick with teaching. That's what I do. It's not a problem. I don't have to actually perform. I can just teach, and that's it. That's what I enjoy to do anyway. So guys, I really kind of hope this helps you. Just remember that the videos are here for a reason, for you to take the foundation and then apply the knowledge, and you can do jobs just like this. I never would experience or thought that I would have jobs come out this nice 8 years ago. To be honest with you, I never did, but it's just a knowledge and experience every single day. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'm gonna leave you guys a little treat here at the end with our boys Juan and Isaac. They're coming up, and they were what I was about 8 years ago, so wish them a lot of luck too as well in the comments. But guys, this is Brian from Paint Society reminding you, don't overthink it. It's just paint. I'll see you guys on the next one, and let's check out this quick arm wrestling match. Go. Oh man, what do you want for lunch? I don't know. Let them know.